Hi, Doug, and the Somebody Cares partners and associates from all over the world. Greetings from Bonnie, Scotland, and from the beautiful city of Aberdeen. You know, our God is doing amazing things all over this world at this time. There is no doubt that we're living in the last days, and we're excited at the stories that we hear of the awesome things He's doing. And you know, we're delighted to be able to report that it's also happening in Aberdeen. Doug, you'll be interested to know, I'm sure, that after 2004, the intercessors believed that something shifted in the heavenlies. And we're just seeing the most amazing things happening all over the city. And I could take you to almost any church, and they're seeing people saved, where they haven't seen people saved in years. There are people being saved like we've never known. I spoke to one pastor just the other day there, and he was telling me that he's seen over 100 people saved over the last few months. And that is just indicative of what God is doing. New churches are springing up all over the place. I was in a new Vineyard church in the city just last night. And there's just an excitement that the prophetic voice that's over this city and this nation is being fulfilled in our time and before our very eyes. And we're just so thrilled at the part that God has given us in this whole thing. And we're so thankful, too, that Somebody Cares is playing a vital part in that. It's just amazing what's happened with us. The growth is explosive. And just to let you see, we're in the offices at this minute in time, but I'm going to take you out and show you the main warehouse. And I guess if we could maybe show you some of these pictures on the wall, you'll see something of what goes on in our food warehouse. You know, one of the amazing things that's happening in this current spiritual climate is that many of the churches are getting involved. And as you'll see from the picture, we've got a number of youth out helping us, and what we're finding is youth fellowships are coming out, giving us one night a month to help us pack up the food bags and the food boxes that go out into the city. And it's just been such a thrill as we've thought back and the battle that it was for churches to get involved in the city. Doug, we're delighted to be able to report to you that so many churches are actively involved, so many volunteers, and so many other things that are happening because of the involvement the churches have with us.
Hi Doug, it's Jenny here, and I just want to say congratulations. Little did I think in 2001 that we would have developed into what we have now with Somebody Cares when I first heard you speak to us on what you did in Houston. And I just think it's amazing that how God works in all these cities and countries and different areas that have reached out through Somebody Cares, just through you starting it in America. And I just want to say this is great. I can't believe how it has developed and how God has used us to see the city try to be covered for people in need in the city, helped, and also just we're trying now to reach out to them through God's love with prayer cards, and we're going to wait to start that as our new scheme to put prayer cards into the food and the furniture to develop this Somebody Cares a stage further. We can't believe again how big it has grown, and all the helpers that are coming on board now, and God has really sent in some wonderful people to help us, even though some of them are not Christians, and hopefully that we can show love to them as well as the people that we're helping. You're doing a great work in America, and just say congratulations on this wonderful time. Hope you have a super day. We would have loved to have been with you, but obviously it's not possible. And all the best. Hope to see you soon.
By the way, that was Jennifer's phone that you heard ringing there. And these days that phone just rings off the hook. As her husband, I can never get her. But we're excited at that because it's just indicative of what God is doing amongst us. This past year has seen amazing growth in Somebody Cares, and we're standing here in our new warehouse. We've been here since November 2005. This is 12,500 square feet of warehousing, in which we have the furniture, the clothing, and the various items. We're able to basically totally re-establish people who've got nothing, and we can give them everything to set up home. We can clothe them, we can feed them from our food warehouse, which is in another part of the town, And I'm just going to walk you through the warehouse and give you a feel for some of the things that go on here. It's Monday morning, and you'll see the team working in different parts of the warehouse. There's now, I think, probably 25, 26 volunteers who are permanently involved in what goes on here. And we've been able to touch the lives of an amazing amount of people. I guess in the last 12 months we've been able to provide for something like 4,500 people, and that just keeps growing. Doug, I'm sure you'll be interested in this. When John Reynolds first became the mayor of the city, I met with him, and I found myself saying to him, not realizing how prophetic it was, that he would be the mayor who, while he was in office, would see this city change to the extent that nobody in the city needed to go without. And I spoke in our church 2 weeks ago, and I was able to say to John, we've reached that point. There is no need now for anyone in the city to go without. We can provide for anyone who is in need, who needs clothing, who needs food, and just who needs provided for in pretty well any way. There's also an amazing move going on amongst the other compassion ministries in the city, to the extent that they're working together, and it's at a level in which the pastors are so excited about what the compassion ministries are achieving that there was a big citywide conference here about 3 weeks ago, and they dedicated the whole of the Saturday afternoon to the compassion ministries because they wanted the church in the city to really understand what God is doing through the compassion ministries. So we're excited, and we just give God all the glory for what is happening here. Somebody Cares Aberdeen is growing fantastically. It's growing at an amazing rate, and we don't know where that's going to stop. And we just praise God. We give him all the glory because this is an amazing experience. And Doug, we have to give you the thanks because you were the inspiration that planted the seed in Jennifer's spirit that has brought us to this point today. So bless you. Bless the Somebody Cares partners that are there. We know God is using you in the most amazing ways all over the world.
Right.